XRP holders have been at the forefront of the predominant shift going on around crypto right now, and that shift is instant. In this video, I really need to cope with what's taking place proper now, because I experience as though we're now starting to see each one change up. And after I say everyone, I suggest Bitcoin maxis, Solana maxis, Ethereum maxis, they are now saying perhaps we have been incorrect. Maybe we ought to be focusing on these application initiatives all alongside. They're now reanalyzing this area, analyzing this area from a completely exclusive perspective, and it is so humorous due to the fact it is so painfully apparent that we have been headed in the direction of this course all along. So with that being said, welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Nick. For the ones which are new to the channel, with a bit of luck through the end of this video, you do grow to be a subscriber. And also, in case you guys aren't inside the loose Discord, by using now, you should be a part of Up. There's going to be a link down inside the description underneath. So join up. You won't remorse it. Now, with that during thoughts, let's talk about this. I put up and I said, it's not a humorous that Ripple and XRP were schooled at for years regarding the focal point on establishments, but now institutionalization of this space is at all-time highs. Some may also say that Ripple and XRP have been in advance in their time, and now they stand to both advantage substantially main into 2025. And people who pointed and laughed before will quickly come to the conclusion of simply how wrong they had been, whilst it turned into so painfully apparent. We are ushering into a very one-of-a-kind surroundings for crypto, an environment dominated by using application combined with valid gamers. Ripple has been in this recreation longer than most are aware. The XRP ledger has been around almost as long as Bitcoin. These are essential things to recognize, and they're important for institutions and enterprises that, sincerely type of need to undertake and use this tech. They want to use tech that they could consider. They recognize works, and they could acquire the rewards of optimizing margins. And as we simply consider what is taking place here, I imply concentrate. The institutions and organizations were very vocal approximately what they want. From the distance, they want era that they can rely upon. They need era that you already know can scale. That's future-proof. That's extremely steady. That's now not going to cross down on them. And whilst we reflect on consideration on that, right, Solana is a network that you realize shuts down, I imply in 2024, how commonly did the community cross down? Ethereum is a community. This is plagued by using, you realize, apparent inefficiencies like high fuel charges and low transaction settlement instances. I mean, when we think about what is occurring right here, right, it is simply crazy to me that people are not viewing this as a nice in-class tech, as opposed to, you already know, the worst in-class tech. I examined Bitcoin inside the theorem, pay attention, don't get me wrong. I assume that the tech become terrific whilst at first you understand got here to market, but it's not. Viable for the scalable transactional use instances that those firms and institutions are seeking to release. That's why we have a look at Hedera. That's why we take a look at the XRPL. And on pinnacle of that, if we pass over right here from Bitwise Asset Management CIO, speaking approximately how the recent crypto marketplace pullback was essentially a natural washing out of leverage, highlighting that the long time period drivers are nevertheless intact. We're still in a robust bull marketplace, and pay attention as much as what Matt is telling you guys. 2025 and past, but need to everybody be worrying about the surprising weakness that we've visible in the previous few buying and selling days? No, it's excellent to be on. I think the weakness we've seen over the previous couple of days is a healthy pullback. If you take a look at the crypto marketplace, huge photo, it's run up significantly since the election. We noticed lots of leverage build up inside the device, and this is a natural washing out of leverage. There's been about $2 billion of pressured liquidations over the past 2 days. This has passed off in crypto, given that it's very earliest length. We need to reset the leverage stages, after which we'll build from there. But the long-term drivers are nonetheless intact. We're still in a robust bull marketplace. I assume Kathy is proper about where this is going. We feel precisely the equal a chunk clever. I mean, you're a person who has seen some highs and lows. You apprehend the volatility inside the asset elegance map. But I'm interested by who's coming in your asset management company. We were given some thrilling tune gambling on set, and that thrilled to pay attention approximately what you think in terms of institutional cash coming now. Bitwise's way, is it nonetheless a flood of retail and high internet really worth people? What are you seeing in terms of changes? Yeah, it's truly been both to this point this year, but I'm aligned with Kathy in thinking that the establishments have now commenced transferring in size. When you saw the 15 straight days of inflows into the Bitcoin ETFs publish election, I consider that become institutional capital. At Bitwise, each 12 months we survey expert buyers and ask them what is maintaining them out of the market. And for 6 straight years, they said a loss of regulatory clarity. Well, that regulatory clarity is coming, and that's opened the floodgates to institutions. And I could just say, I think maximum humans underestimate the scale of this. BlackRock simply came out and said most humans should have 1 to 2% allocation to Bitcoin. There's $100 trillion of institutional property available. 2% is a lot of investment that still has to happen. We're going to begin since clearly are available 2025. So right here we've got from the Bitwise Asset Management CIO telling you that these institutions, these organizations for the longest time have said higher, bet what? Regulations were retaining us out. And now 2025 is going to exchange that. We are about to witness trillions of dollars flood into this area, and I do think that we are going to see a substantial quantity of inflows into those software tasks like XRP. And in reality, we realize that Bitwise has filed for an XRP ETF proper. For those that don't recognize, right here we've got the announcement again in October, Bitwise files for a niche XRP ETF. I suggest, imagine if this got accepted in 2025 with policies all of it unexpected, the institutions are flooding in. Where do you observe the number of that money goes to go to? I mean, XRP for the longest time has constantly been the banker's coin, right? That's what it has been acknowledged for. So would not it make feel for the large establishments to go all in on XRP? And of direction, they won't just all awareness on XRP, however. You recognize, I think, that majority of them might need a chunk of XRP. I suppose that we would most in all likelihood see a very, very full-size attention placed on XRP. It just makes sense. Now, on pinnacle of this, if we move over here from Chad Stinger, we have a quote, and he's speaking about that video clip that I just performed. The floodgates are establishing actual institutional cash at scale are simply now starting to go into the crypto space for the reason that elections have signaled a root trade. Whilst an asset manager like Bitwise is telling you that human beings are underestimating the size of money you concentrate, and yes, in case you are looking this right now, it is time to completely dial in and begin focusing up. In case you do not, you're going to pass over out on a lot of money. I honestly do feel horrific for humans that are not absolutely targeted on application right now. I imply all of 2024, all we heard approximately become how software is a scam. And then all of it unexpected in November, everything changed, and what changed? Oh yeah, that's proper. Utility projects began to explode in fee, which we knew become going to appear anyways. But what do you think occurs in 2025 while application initiatives are in a larger highlight? We have plenty more money flooding in from the institutional aspect. I mean, I cannot think of a greater bullish surroundings for utility initiatives. But on pinnacle of this, we have over here, I'm relearning all matters crypto going into the Trump presidency. This is not an endorsement of any unique project. However, it's an acknowledgement that a potentially disruptive wave to commercialize crypto may be forming. Kyle's video beneath is tremendous and an excellent jumping off point to Solana and the atmosphere which I find an increasing number of very thrilling, well worth looking. Now, I personally don't care approximately Solana, if I'm being honest with you men. We know how inefficient Solana is. We've been gaining knowledge of, Solana for a totally long term. Do I suppose that there may be cash made there? 100% in reality, I turned into talking approximately, you realize shopping for Solana whilst it was around like $30, and so some distance it has performed thoroughly from that factor on, and that changed into again in 2022, but now would I be shopping for Solana? Well, absolutely not. There's 10 times extra green networks on this space than Solana, but it is displaying you that we are beginning to see a completely extraordinary awareness within the space from some of the biggest gamers. I suggest those are gamers that were Bitcoin and ETH maxis that failed to want to pay attention to anything else outdoor of Bitcoin and ETH. Now they may be relearning the whole thing.